All right, today we're going to do something a little different. We're connecting two worlds that, honestly, seem like they're galaxies apart. The super passionate universe of K-pop and, the totally mind-bending laws of the cosmos. And I think you're going to be surprised to find out that the connection between them, well, it might just be written in the stars.
Okay, so let's just kick things off with a pretty wild question. What on earth could your favorite K-pop idol, your bias, the one who just grabs all your attention, what could they possibly have in common with a black hole? Yeah, I know, it sounds completely absurd, but stick with me here. It all comes down to attraction, a sense of mystery, and this totally inescapable pull.
And really, that's the whole idea behind this. We're going to see how the super emotional world of being a K-pop fan can actually make some of the biggest, most complicated ideas in the universe feel, well, intuitive, really personal, and yeah, honestly, a whole lot of fun. Okay, let's kick things off with the most fundamental force there is. It's the one that holds literally everything together, whether we're talking about the cosmos or, a sold-out concert hall. And that is, of course, attraction. So, okay, let's get this sciencey part out of the way. Gravity is just the force of attraction between two objects, right? The bigger they are and the closer they are, the stronger that pull is. That's the textbook definition. But what does that actually feel like in real life? Well, this is where it gets really cool. In physics, you've got planets and stars pulling on each other. But in K-pop, it's that feeling when your bias walks into a room or onto a stage, and boom, suddenly all your attention, all your focus, all your emotions, they just gravitate towards that one person. It's this immediate, powerful, almost instinctual pull. And this quote, wow, it just captures that feeling perfectly, doesn't it? The more powerful that star quality is, and the closer you get, whether it's at a concert or just deep in a YouTube rabbit hole, the more you feel that pull. It's almost inescapable. Okay, so what happens when that gravity is always there, always pulling on you? Well, you get an orbit. It's not like you just crash right into the star. Instead, you're in this constant, curved path around it, always circling something much, much bigger than you. And this is where the K-pop analogy just clicks perfectly. Think about it. Planets have this set, predictable schedule as they go around the sun. And what about us fans? We have our own schedule, don't we? The comeback cycle. The teasers drop, then the music video, then the album, and every single time we fall right back into that familiar orbit. We can even take this a step further and get a little creative with it. Some groups are kind of like Mercury, right? They have these super fast, frequent comebacks. Then you have others that are more like Saturn. We have to wait forever, but when they finally arrive, it's this huge epic era. And the fans? We're the moon. The most loyal, always there, just constantly in orbit around our group. And once again, the poem just hits the nail on the head. The idol is the sun, the center of our little solar system. And every single comeback, every new song, just bends our will and pulls us right back into that comfortable, exciting orbit. All right, so we've got attraction down. Now for our next big idea, let's talk about how we actually see that attraction. I'm talking about the signals that travel across the insane distances of space and the, equally massive world of fandom. When you think about it, in physics, light is pretty much everything. It's the only reason we know stars are even there. Tiny little photons travel for millions of light years, carrying all this information about what's out there in the huge dark void. It's a signal from somewhere far, far away.
In a K-pop version of this, it's honestly one of the most beautiful sights in all of music, the glow-stick ocean. Every single one of those lights is like a fan's own personal photon. It's a signal that says, I'm here, I support you. And together they create this incredible, massive galaxy of light, all pointed at the idols on stage.
I mean, this line just gives me chills. It is so powerful. It's not just a bunch of people in a crowd, it really is a cosmos. Every fan is their own star, adding their light to create this entire universe of support that you can feel flowing from the audience right to the stage. But what happens when that gravity gets too strong? Well, then you get a black hole. We're talking about a point in space so incredibly dense, with a pull so powerful that once you pass a certain point, the event horizon, nothing can get out. Not even light, which is literally the fastest thing in the universe. Now, the key idea here is an inescapable trap that actually bends reality itself. Does that ring a bell at all? Because it's that exact feeling of falling down a spiral of fan theories. It starts with just one little thing, a deleted Instagram post, a weirdly phrased lyric, and before you know it, you are in so deep that actual facts and logic have no way of pulling you back out. This quote is just The perfect way to put it, right? Just like a real black hole bends light and time, the intense gravity of being in a fandom can sometimes bend the truth. It creates these crazy, inescapable vortexes of speculation and rumors. Okay, for our last big comparison, we're gonna zoom all the way out. Like, to the biggest scale you can possibly imagine, the evolution of the entire universe. And you're gonna see how even that has a parallel in the life of a fandom.
So one of the most mind-blowing discoveries in all of science is the fact that our universe isn't just sitting there, it's actually expanding. Ever since the Big Bang, everything has been constantly stretching outward. All the galaxies are just moving further and further away from each other.
And this brings us to our final and maybe my absolute favorite comparison, the Big Bang, right? That was the one single explosive moment that kicked off, well, everything. So what's the K-pop version of that? It's the debut stage. That's the Big Bang. It's that initial explosion of talent that creates a brand new universe, a fandom, that just keeps expanding across the globe as more and more people get drawn in.
I mean, how beautiful is that? The universe expands and the fandom expands right along with it. It's this nonstop process of growth, of new hearts and new fans being drawn into the sway of this incredible music and these amazing performers. So what's the big takeaway from all of this? Well, it's that the next time you're outside at night and you look up at the stars, you can remember that all those huge cosmic forces out there, gravity, light, the expansion of the universe, they aren't just some abstract concepts in a physics textbook. They're forces we actually feel, reflected in our own passions, in the fandoms we build, and in the things we absolutely love. Because at the end of the day, whether we're talking about a star billions of miles away or our favorite idol right here on Earth, some things just can't be explained away with simple logic. They're the formula you'll never solve, but always feel.